Hello everyone, I'm Richard Gon of Walk to Live podcast version. This time I'm recording this episode while taking care of my children, so you may hear some noises and voices from them. So please forgive that. And this time, what I'd like to talk about is that you don't have to speak Queen's English or British English because considering international communication or how should I say, transnational communication or interracial communication or transracial communication, considering whichever type of communications, it's not necessary to speak British English or Queen's English. And to start with, Queen's in this episode, British English is the English spoken in Great Britain. But if you think so, British English comprises, not only standard English spoken in England, but maybe British English comprises other types of English like Scottish English and Irish English, or how should I say, Northern Irish English, I don't know. And another is Welsh English, and maybe British English comprises many types of English language, but considering international communication or whichever type of communication I have just mentioned a minute seconds ago, but you don't need to speak British English, and of course speaking British English is good stuff, but thinking about communication among foreigners foreign to Great Britain, it's not necessary to. It's fine. It's fine just to speak English clearly. So what matters is that clear pronunciation of English language, and then to tell you to tell you the details. I'd like you to know a story, and this story is what I heard from a teacher of English, from a teacher who is from the United States of America. And in my case, I have some English teachers, and most of them are from Great Britain and the United States of America, and there was a teacher who was maybe from New Zealand, and there was a British teacher who had lived in Australia. And anyway, so considering which, maybe I haven't learned English language from Australian, or maybe I have met maybe I have met an Irish teacher whose mother tongue is maybe English language. And anyway, so the story the American teacher told me is that that teacher had a Japanese student, and the Japanese student is not a Japanese American or Japanese British, but Japanese student whose mother tongue is Japanese, who has lived in Japan with maybe Japanese nationality. So one day that Japanese student, according to the American teacher, that Japanese student told the American teacher that the English language that the American teacher spoke was not British English. I could understand, I will tell you again. So that Japanese student told the American student, that Japanese student told the American teacher who was from the United States of America, or some state or some territory of the United States of America, and that teacher told me that that Japanese teacher, not Japanese teacher. Let me make a sort of what I said. That American teacher told me a story, and according to which, the Japanese student told the American teacher that the English language that spoken by that American teacher was not British English, and I could understand what's the point of that story, because there is no necessity. It is natural. It is natural that American teachers speak American English, not British English, because those American people or people in United States of America speak the version of English language of United States of America, which is really natural stuff. So considering which, it's not necessary to speak, speak British. It's not, so considering which, American people do not have to speak British English. So what matters in transnational or international communication is to speak English clearly. So if your mother tongue is British English or some English language, some types of English language, I don't recommend your speaking slangs, because only few people, or only people in the local can understand the meaning of slangs. So other foreigners do not understand the meanings of slangs of English language. So considering which, so if you talk with some foreigners, or if you talk with people whose mother tongues are not English language, you should speak out clearly, and you should not use slangs, which is what I'd like you to know. So to start with, I will tell you again that you don't have to speak British English, but you have to speak out clearly, which is what I'd like you to know. So if you are non-native speaker of English language, so you don't, of course, you don't have to speak British English. So I have days before or months before, I created an episode which is about you don't have to speak English well, because it is natural that non-native speakers of English language can't speak English well, and which is a kind of standard in international communication. So if you're worried about whether your English is not British English, so maybe this is a case to those who are not. So I think if you are worried about the English language you are speaking is not British language, maybe that is the case to the non-native speakers of English language, or maybe you may be from somewhere else. For example, you may be from some states of the United States of America, different from New York or Los Angeles, and you might be from, for example, Wales or Scotland or Northern Ireland, and somewhere else, Australia or New Zealand. But in any case, you don't have to speak British English, because it's fine to communicate, or it's fine to make a decent communication. So to make a decent communication, or to understand each other, what is necessary is just to pronounce English clearly, which is what I want you to know, which is what I'd like you to know. I'm sorry, before really ending this episode, if you are from Great Britain, and if you speak British language as your native language, it's fine, It's natural that British people speak British English, which is natural, and if you speak standard English pronunciation, that is fine. That's it. Thank you very much for your listening. See you.